If you are over 60 in Australia and you have not checked these rules recently, you could be making costly mistakes right now without even knowing it. We are talking about losing pension payments, having your driver's license suspended, facing Centrelink debt notices, and in some cases, putting your family home at risk. The changes hitting seniors in 2026 are not minor tweaks buried in government websites. They are real, they are enforced, and the systems tracking compliance are more powerful than they have ever been. The retirees who get hurt by these changes are not careless people. They are simply people who did not know. Today, that changes for you. Welcome to the channel, and if this is your first time here, this is exactly the place you need to be. Every week, this channel delivers clear, practical, and trustworthy information on pension rules, retirement planning, Centrelink reporting, and the legal rights that matter most to seniors right across Australia. No jargon, no confusion. Just the information you actually need, delivered in plain language. Today, we are covering something that every Australian over 60 needs to understand before the year goes any further. These are the 10 Australian laws every senior must know in 2026. We are going through pension changes, driving license obligations, Centrelink reporting rules, aged care reforms, superannuation considerations, gifting traps, deeming rates, overseas travel rules, elder protection laws, and legal planning essentials. Stay right to the end because the final law on this list could be the one that protects your home and your savings when it matters most. The age pension is governed by the Social Security Act, but 2026 has brought stricter indexation adjustments and much tighter compliance monitoring than most retirees have experienced before. Payment rates are still reviewed in March and September each year, but the asset limits that determine whether you receive a full pension, a part pension, or no pension at all are now being enforced with far greater scrutiny. What many seniors still do not realize is that everyday financial decisions, such as gifting money to family, selling a property, or helping with living costs, can directly affect your assets test result. Centrelink now tracks financial movements much more closely. If your assets exceed the threshold, even temporarily, your pension can be reduced. Fail to report those changes within 14 days, and you risk accumulating an overpayment debt along with financial penalties. In 2026, data matching systems automatically link bank records and tax information across government agencies. Report every change promptly and review your assets regularly. This is one of the most misunderstood areas of retirement finance in Australia and one of the most expensive mistakes a retiree can make. Under Centrelink rules, you are permitted to gift up to $10,000 in any single financial year, with a 5-year maximum of $30,000. Any amount above those limits is still counted as your asset for 5 full years, even though the money has already left your account and been given away. That means your pension can be reduced based on money you no longer have access to. In 2026, compliance reviews of large bank withdrawals have increased significantly. Automated systems flag transfers that look like deprivation of assets, and follow-up letters from Centrelink can arrive months after the transaction occurred. If you are thinking about helping family financially, understand the 5-year deprivation rule fully before you transfer a single dollar. The long-term pension impact can far outweigh the short-term generosity. Cost of living pressure has brought many seniors back into part-time or casual work, and the work bonus exists specifically to support that. The work bonus allows age pension recipients to earn employment income up to a set threshold without an immediate reduction to their pension payments. In 2026, accumulated work bonus balances still provide useful flexibility for pensioners who work irregularly. But here is where many seniors fall into serious trouble. Income reporting remains compulsory no matter how small or occasional the earnings are. Even a single casual shift must be reported to Centrelink correctly and on time. The system now cross-references employer payroll data with Centrelink records automatically and far faster than it used to. If a discrepancy appears, payments can be suspended before you even receive a warning. If you are working in any capacity, treat your income reporting with the same discipline you would treat a tax deadline. Stay organized and report every time without exception. Your license is your independence, and in 2026, the rules around maintaining it as a senior driver are tighter than they have ever been. Each state and territory sets its own licensing requirements, but medical reporting obligations have been strengthened across the board. In many jurisdictions, drivers above a certain age must provide periodic medical certificates confirming their fitness to drive. If your doctor reports a condition that could affect your driving ability, the licensing authority can place conditions on your license, restrict night driving, or require you to undergo further assessment and testing. Ignore a renewal notice or fail to submit the required medical forms, and your license can be suspended automatically, often without a warning call or letter arriving first. There is another consequence that many seniors are unaware of. Driving without a current valid license can void your car insurance entirely, leaving you personally liable for any accident costs. In 2026, digital license systems and cross-agency data sharing mean enforcement is faster and more consistent than ever before. Book your medical reviews early and never treat a renewal reminder as something that can wait. Once you reach preservation age and have retired, you can access your superannuation. But the interaction between super withdrawals and your age pension entitlement is something that surprises retirees every single year. If you are still under age pension age, large lump sum withdrawals from your super can change future pension assessments. Any amount withdrawn and sitting in your bank account is immediately counted under the assets test. Moving from accumulation phase to pension phase also carries tax considerations that are not always straightforward. Many retirees assume that all withdrawals after age 60 are completely tax-free and carry no pension consequences. That assumption is not always correct and can lead to costly planning errors. In 2026, financial institutions report superannuation balances to government systems more frequently than before, which means outdated figures are far less common. Before making any significant withdrawal decision, understand exactly how it will affect your pension assessment both now and into the future. Residential aged care and home care funding have both seen structural changes that directly affect how much seniors and their families pay for care. Means-tested care fees are calculated based on your income and assets. Providing inaccurate information, even unintentionally, can trigger a reassessment with backdated consequences. The family home is generally exempt from assessment while a spouse or dependent continues to live in it, but once that circumstance changes, the asset treatment can shift significantly. Anyone entering residential care needs to fully understand accommodation deposits, daily care payments, and how refundable accommodation deposits work before signing any agreement. Legal contracts with aged care facilities are binding and cannot easily be unwound. Consumer protection laws exist to protect you in these situations, but only if you know they are there and how to invoke them. Do not sign anything under time pressure without reading it thoroughly or having someone you trust review it with you. This is the law that most seniors know they should deal with, but continue to postpone, often until it is too late to act on their own terms. Every senior should have legally valid and current documents that name a trusted person to manage their financial affairs and healthcare decisions in the event that they lose capacity. Without these documents in place, families are frequently required to apply through tribunals and courts, a process that is emotionally exhausting, time-consuming, and expensive. In 2026, elder financial abuse remains a serious and growing problem across Australia. Banks now have stronger legal powers to flag and investigate suspicious account activity, but the real protection starts with having proper legal documents prepared while you still have full capacity to make those choices yourself. Check that your enduring power of attorney complies with your state's current legislation and still accurately reflect your wishes. If it was prepared more than a few years ago, it may need to be reviewed and updated. Deeming is the system Centrelink uses to assess income from your financial assets, and it works in a way that regularly surprises retirees. Rather than looking at what your savings or investments actually earn, Centrelink applies a set deemed rate of return to your financial assets, regardless of real-world performance. Even if your savings account is earning a very low rate of interest due to market conditions, Centrelink may still assess you at the higher deeming rate, and that assessed income flows directly into your pension calculation. Many seniors believe that low bank interest automatically translates into a higher pension. That is not always the case under the deeming system. Keeping a close eye on the 2026 deeming thresholds and understanding how they interact with your specific asset mix is essential for any sound retirement financial plan. Australia is a wonderful place to retire from as well as in, and many seniors travel internationally for extended periods. But the rules around pension portability while overseas carry real risks for those who are not aware of them. If you leave Australia, how much pension you receive while abroad depends on how long you stay away and your individual residency history. For many pensioners, payments can reduce after 6 weeks outside the country. Fail to inform Centrelink before you depart, and your payments can be suspended entirely. Longer absences can also affect your concession card entitlements and healthcare eligibility upon your return. In 2026, digital border movement data is shared between government agencies automatically. Unreported travel is identified quickly, and the consequences can arrive as a payment suspension or a debt notice. Always notify Centrelink before you travel overseas, regardless of how long you plan to be away. This is the law that receives the least attention and provides some of the most important protection available to Australian seniors. Retirees are increasingly targeted by scams, misleading contracts, high-pressure sales tactics, and in some cases financial exploitation by people they know and trust. Australian consumer law provides strong protections against unfair contract terms and deceptive conduct, and every state and territory has established pathways for reporting and addressing elder abuse. In 2026, scam activity targeting seniors through phone calls, text messages, and online platforms continues to rise sharply. If you ever feel pressured into a financial decision, if a contract seems designed to confuse rather than inform, or if you suspect that someone is taking advantage of your finances, legal help is available, and you have every right to use it. Staying alert protects both your savings and your independence. Here is what ties all 10 of these laws together: reporting, documentation, and awareness. Government systems in 2026 are more connected than they have ever been. Tax, records, banking data, employment income, travel movements, and superannuation balances all communicate with each other across agencies. Mistakes are identified faster than before, but so is careful compliance, and compliance protects you. Retirement does not reduce your legal responsibilities. It creates a different and very specific set of them. Managing pension eligibility, superannuation drawdowns, healthcare rights, concession entitlements, and legal planning all happen simultaneously, and missing just one requirement can create financial stress quickly. Schedule a personal compliance review every 6 months. Keep Centrelink updated with accurate information at all times. Maintain digital copies of every important document. Talk to a qualified professional about your estate planning, powers of attorney, and will. And above all, stay informed, because the laws governing retirement in Australia change every single year. If this video helped you understand where you stand in 2026, please give it a like and share it with a friend or family member who needs to hear this. Subscribe so you never miss a weekly update covering pension rules, retirement planning, Centrelink reporting, and senior rights right across Australia. Drop a comment below and tell us which of these 10 laws surprised you the most. Your retirement is too important to leave to guesswork, and you are already ahead of thousands of retirees simply by watching this today. We will see